Hey friends, today I'm using the Feline Good Clear Stamp with this cute card. We're going to need the skyscraper die, the slimline book plate die, the A2 book plate die, the taxi cab die, and the In the City paper pack. I am going to give you a list of all the colors that I use. We are using W3, W1, and W0 for the whites of this little cutie. He's going to be a DJ cat. I am going to be drawing some headphones on his t-shirt along with the word love on his jacket. I'm giving him his paws by using the white to give him those little paw indents so that he has some dimension to his hand or his paw, and then under his chin. I'm going to make him a calico DJ cat. That is right, he will be a calico DJ cat. He is going to be super fly. And just going to blend in the dark shades of the white and just spreading that out. R20 I'm going to be using for the base of his cheeks, and then R22 is the darker shade, and I just give that just a little bit at the very edge and the top, and then I use my R00 and blend that all out. YR24 is going to be the base color for the darkest orange on this little DJ cat. And using the flick motions, just flicking it out, dragging it out ever so slightly. And Y26. So that's YR24, YR23, and Y26. C9 is going to be my base black color for the darker parts of my calico. C7, dragging out that C9, and then C5 to drag out the rest of it. He is so cute. I love his little outfit. And we're going to make his phone C9, C7, and C5 to make it a black phone. Taking his little DJ selfie right there for all of the hip group. He's super fun. And then C5 for my last part of this black combo. And I missed inside of his little cap right there, so I just hit it real fast with the yellow combos for his fur. We are using YR00 for the inside of his ears, R22 and R20. And R22 for the inside of his cool shades, V20. And Y19. For that little shade of blue, it's going to be B34. And then I'm going to go in with the dark grays and kind of mingle them in between everything. C5, and then I add in the touches of the white gel pen, and it looks like shine. Just bleeding in some of those colors to get them to all mix well. Adding a little bit of C7 to that C5 to darken it up just a little bit. You may be wondering why I added the purple. It's hard to see it on the video, but you can see it just a little bit inside the shades. So C7 around the entire framework of his cool shades. My hand got in the way just a little bit while I'm coloring this adorable cat up, so I am sorry for that, but I think you get the point. Adding in those last few details with the C9, and here we go, adding in our white lines to make it look like shine. We're going to be using W3 for our darkest colors for our white, and then W1 and W0 to blend that all out. Going to give him some little pink beans, I guess is what people call them, for his little paw. And here I am drawing the word love on his jacket. Just kind of graffiti-like style, nothing too complicated, just overlapping some things. I think we all kind of did this in high school, so reliving those glory days of high school. And I'm going to be using B02 for the top part of the word love, and then V20. And then R22. His jacket is just going to be a black, so we're going to be using this C9, C7, and C5 combo. And just going into the folds of his jacket where he'd be touching his body, so, and then working our way up. He is super fun. My hand got in the way again, sorry about that. I'm just dragging the color up from the C9 with the C7. And then, of course, the lightest color will be the C5. Going around those letters so that I don't go into them too much and lose the word. The papers that come with this new release, they are absolutely stunning. I am really digging the urban vibes. So fun. I missed it, but Y19 is the yellow that I had used on his shirt inside his jacket. But now I'm drawing the earmuffs, the headphones. Super simple, 2 circles, a line for the top, and then you just kind of come back over. Super, super simple. Nothing too fancy. And then we're going to use the grays, C9, C7, C5. And then the shine is what it really makes it stand out, to make it look more like a headphone instead of just a blob on a shirt. At least that's how I feel. But he's so cute. His outfit that we're going to be coloring in just reminds me of something that a DJ would wear. Very, very, very fly. Very fly. He's a fly cat. And now the C5, and dragging out all of those grays to get them to blend. So this marker that I have is a detailer from another alcohol marker set. So if you just have a black liner that works well with Copics, you can use that too. And I'm just giving it some more finer detailed lining to make things stand out just a little bit more. And then the white gel pen. We are going to use B13 and BG13 and BG15 for his blues on his shirt. Just dragging out colors when I do that. R22 for the pink. Just adding in some more BG13. White gel pen. Break up those colors. And for his pants and his hat, it's all the same colors. So you've got the R22, BG13, BG15, Y19, and then I do add just a little bit of grays, so like C7, C5. Wanted his shoes and his pants to have a separation break, so I did add the grays to the base of his pants just so that it didn't look like it was all the same thing. You needed a little bit of a break in between the two parts of clothing. And adding the dots and the lines through the clothes. I don't know why, I feel like back in the 80s, I had an outfit that was like this. I know, 80s, but hey, I mean, he's a DJ cat. 80s is the vibe. Touring the streets of New York with his little camera, riding in his taxi. I mean, he's super fly. Look at him. He has to have a fly outfit. The same colors I'm using for the hat, so everything matches. I am fairly confident I had an outfit that resembled this. It's probably why it was meant to be. All right, we're going into the sneakers. Same colors, BG13, Y19, and these are small, so I did not use the extra blue for this, and then the R22. And then the same thing, lines, dots, zigzags. I did forget the little knob on the top of his cap, so I added some black up there, drag it down just a little bit. He's ready to hit the streets. Look at him. Absolutely love this guy. Super cute. Just finishing up those sneakers. And now I'm going to use that same Chameleon is the marker brand that I'm using. And just using the liner and lining out the word love so that pops out. And we're going to fussy cut them out. Oh yes, the side of his phone. I did use the R22, the BG13, and the Y19. And I forgot his belt. So here's that, the C7, C5. And he's good to go. So cute. For the taxi, I die cut that out of yellow cardstock, and I'm going to use Wild Honey Distress Oxide ink for just around the edges. I went ahead and die cut out all of my pieces, so we are ready to go. I used the checkered part for the cab, and I did that in black along with the tires, and then with some silver glitter cardstock, I did the bumper and the tire wells, and then the white for the taxi cab sign. If you look closely inside the die when you receive yours, you can see where the checkered lines do line up. So I'm just placing little glue dots inside those little teeny tiny squares, and then just placing my checkered part over top of that. Otherwise, it's really difficult to turn over the checkered black die cuts with glue on them and then placing them down. So this I found much easier to do. And then I take my little positioning tool, and it has a sticky end, and that way I can just place it right on top. Super easy to do with teeny tiny die cuts. Just gluing on those little hubcap parts for the tires, and then we'll glue down the tires along with the little bumper, front and back bumper. This cab is so adorable. Going to give it some shine with the white gel pen. Just going in random places with that white gel pen. Nothing too fancy. It is not the main character. The main character is the cat. Now I'm going to be using the paper pack in the city, and I've used the bookplate die, and I've done a blue cardstock and cut it in half so that I have a backing to make it pop out on the card just a little bit more. And you see down there on my table the remaining part of that cardstock. I'm going to be using that on my card. So I like using all the pieces I possibly can. We're going to glue that down to our top fold A2 sized card. All the measurements will be in the description box below for you. And with two different colored blues, I did die cutting of the buildings, and I've only used 3 of them here, but I will save the rest of the buildings that I cut out for a later use. And gluing that on top of that paper, so cool. Just looking for the proper placement. Aside from coloring, this card came together super fast. And if you look at the paper, it looks like it's kind of raining. So I added some white gel pen lines to the buildings themselves here in just a few minutes, so that everything just kind of flowed together. I would suggest maybe taping the doors on the back side so that they don't slip. Mine slipped just a little bit. And then I'm going to pop him up on some glue dots. And I used R29 to put on my sign of my taxi. And he's going to be popped up. So cute. I've die cut out the sentiment, positive vibes, with that slimline bookplate die that we had the last release. And we're going to glue that down. This card is finished. Isn't that fun? I hope you guys enjoyed today's card tutorial. I do hope that you like and comment. And if you do, make this card or something very similar, make sure you tag me in the groups so that I can come love on your projects. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for stopping. Bye.